So, it finally happened. After months' attention in Phoenix, front office whispers, media speculation, and yet another season of disappointment, Kevin Durant has officially been traded. And it's not to the Knicks, not back to Golden State, or not to the Heat or the Lakers or some big name contender. Kevin Durant is now a Houston Rocket. Let that sink in for a little bit. One of the greatest scorers the league has ever seen just landed on one of the youngest, most intriguing rosters in basketball. And in return, Houston sent away Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the 10th overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft, and 5 second-round picks to the Suns. Now, some people still had hope for Jalen Green to flourish, but with his wild inconsistency and Dillon Brooks not holding as much value as some people thought he had, it was a no-brainer to send them away for easy money sniper. That right there isn't just a trade, this is a full-blown identity shift. If you talk to Houston, they're done waiting, done planning for the future and all of that. They're trying to win right now. And here's the wild part about it, they really have a chance to do it. With Alperen and Sengun growing into a legitimate offensive engine, Amen Thompson evolving into a two-way nightmare, and now with Kevin Durant, who's still an elite wing scorer with championship DNA, Houston might have just landed on a bomb that's gonna wipe out the competition. Now look, I get it. Let's be real. Kevin Durant is 36 years old. He's played over 1,000 NBA games, torn his Achilles, changed team 4 times, so he gets a lot of criticism. But on the court, he's still elite, and there's no arguing that. Last season, Durant put up 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists while maintaining a 64% true shooting percentage. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is not normal. That's historic efficiency for a wing player at this stage of his career. Even when Phoenix fell apart, Durant never looked washed. He was simply just, shall I say, misused. Too often, Durant was either isolated or had to stand around waiting for something to happen, which led to ugly possessions. If we're being honest, there was no rhythm in Phoenix, no real structure, as it was just a broken offense that leaned on individual brilliance. But hey, Houston is quite different, because what this Rockets team needs is exactly what Kevin Durant still provides. A half-court scorer who doesn't panic under pressure, a late-game go-to option with the experience to read a playoff defense, and a guy who's been there before and still has the legs to carry a team when things get quite tight. This past season, we would see the Rockets collapse at the end of games due to the inexperience or simply because they didn't have a true closer. Like yes, the energy was incredible, but their execution, not so much. It's good to have that spark that can get the team going, but it's nothing compared to having a player who can get a clean shot against a locked-in defense in crunch time. So with Durant joining the team, he fixes that immediately. You can use him in the post, have him work off ball, let him go one-on-one, and more importantly, he doesn't need the ball to create all the time if that's what you ask. Durant can be used as a lethal spot-up option off the catch, as his movement without the ball is truly surgical, because this will make the defense worry about him and where he's at on the floor, which can open up everything for his teammates, and now they have angles to slice through. Now when we talk defensively, he's not some elite guy who's going to sit down and make it tough for you every single possession of the game, but he's still long, smart, and positioned well when having to key in defensively. I know this stat kind of gets mucked up, but last season he held opponents to 6.7% less conversions around the rim than their normal average. So that alone will be huge when you add it next to a young core that's already hungry on the defensive end. Oh, and don't forget, he's 6'11" with a 7'5" wingspan. That right there is switchable size. That's rim protection on the weak side as well. To sum it all up, that's great help defense from a guy who's been in every playoff war imaginable. Like listen, this isn't about getting prime KD. It's about getting exactly what this team needed. Leadership, scoring, spacing, and a mental edge. All that without totally compromising the development of their young stars. Now yes, KD brings a lot to this team, but he still won't be the main focal point, as Alperen Sengun is turning into an offensive hub that the whole team can work around. For those of you that haven't been tapped in with the Rockets, well here's what you've been missing. You have a 6'11" big who can control the pace of the offense, operate out the post, and pretty much be someone who guys can look to set up the offense. That right there isn't just a good young center. That's borderline all NBA level of play, as he just missed the last spot, finishing 16th in overall voting, being only 10 points shy. Like I stated earlier with Sengun, he's not going to be a Giannis who bulldozes inside, or a Joel Embiid who's taking these mad tough shots around the court. As instead, he's the guy who catches in the center of the offense, surveys the floor, and makes the whole thing flow. This here will be extremely valuable when you pair him next to KD, because with Sengun ranking at number 7 in the league as far as touches per possession amongst all centers at 6.2 a game, the Rockets managed to get 19 points off these, and when you tie that into a two-man game with him and Durant, this is where things can get nasty. Like imagine Durant being the one receiving some of those nice downs from Sengun, or that Sengun has the ability to work off Durant's off-ball movement. Yeah, both guys will benefit greatly off each other's game, rather than taking away. In Phoenix, KD had to create so much for himself, but here, he can feast off movement. And for Sengun, having a scoring threat like Durant opens up even more room to operate. Teams won't be able to sag off, strong help defense will tend to get risky, and the Rockets' ball movement, well, is about to go up to a whole nother level. Now I get it, some people will sleep on Sengun, but trust me, don't underestimate Sengun's offense or his growth defensively. Like sure, he's never going to be Rudy Gobert, but his hands are elite, he takes up good space, and with guys like KD, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, and etc. around him, he won't have to do everything. And hey, if Durant is a sniper and Sengun is a connector, then Amen Thompson is the fire. With him only being 21 years old, still learning, and still raw, holy, the flashes are terrifying. This past season, Amen put up 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal, while shooting 55% from the field. When you watch Amen, you can automatically see that he's not going to space out the floor and destroy you from deep, as he's the one who will take it at you head on to cause straight damage. When he's pushing at you, it's like a freight train right in front of you. He's already one of the fastest players in the league end to end, he has no fear, his first step is lethal, his court vision is special, and on defense, he's already a pure menace. Amen is 6'7" with long arms and a 40-inch vert, and he actually cares on defense. Most guys you see won't fight over the screens like him, they don't jump the passing lanes like him, and they don't rotate as quickly like him as well. These skills he has at such a young age in the league make him one of the bright upcoming stars. Because you can tell, he's not just banking on potential, he's trying to maximize every attribute. Offensively, he's already learned to pick his spots wisely. This past season, he connected on 72% of his 357 shots in the restricted area, which is where he makes most of his impact as far as scoring, and this can come off plays such as cuts to the rim in the half court, running the floor in transition for a slam, and if needed, he can put the ball in the deck to go get himself a bucket. This right here gives the Rockets another energy scorer they can look to, but more importantly, he doesn't hijack possessions. He plays within the system, pushes the tempo, finds shooters, and now he gets to run with KD. That's simply the cheat code. Imagine this, Amen grabs the board to sprint down the floor while Durant trails a play, and bada bing, it's money team. Or I mean, hey, maybe Amen runs the pick and roll with Sengun, the defense all sags in, and Durant can get the kick out for straight money. This is the kind of ecosystem that allows a young guy to thrive in without being overwhelmed. Durant makes Amen's reads easier, Sengun gives him an outlet, and Amen's defense, that alone will keep him on the floor in big games, and by the end of next season, we could all be talking about Amen as an all-defensive type player. Now listen, the Rockets gave up Jalen Green, a former lottery pick, highlight machine, and what some people thought was a promising scorer. Last season he averaged 20 points and had some amazing highlights. But ladies and gentlemen, there's a difference between talent and actual impact. Green shot just 42% from the field, 35% from 3, and had a true shooting percentage of 54%. His decision making on the court would sometimes stall possessions, he would opt into tough shots, and defensively, I mean, he was pretty much a liability. Like, I get it, he's gifted, but he's also very inconsistent, and that's the difference here. Durant might not be the future, but he raises your floor today, and in doing so, he raises the ceiling of every young player around him. Thompson's life got easier, Sengun has more space to operate, and all the young guys around KD can work off him with ease. Honestly, every organization should look at this, because this is what happens when rebuilds go right. You stack the assets, you develop your young core, and when the time is right, you make sure you strike. Now if y'all been around here, I gotta be honest, I won't say they're immediate title favorites just yet. But I will say they became a nightmare matchup for any contender in the West. Houston didn't just go out and get any Hall of Famer, they added the right one, the one who fits their system, their timeline, and their culture. They didn't have to sell out to get KD, they just elevated everything they were already building, and that's what makes this team scary. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting me by buying a coffee in the description below. Also make sure you hit that bell so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.